Swadika, good morning and welcome to Newsline. We're coming live to you on NBT, NBT World, and also we welcome our listeners on Radio Thailand FM 88. My name is Tholapan Narula. It's March 31st of 2016. Let's take a look at today's top stories. In our first story, the Prime Minister is currently on a visit to Washington, D.C. to attend the 4th Nuclear Security Summit, which will take place between March 31st and April 1st. Deputy Government Spokesperson Major General Wirachon Sukhontapatipak tells us more about the Prime Minister's visit and also about the summit itself.
Swadikap, I am in Washington, D.C. at the moment. It is the venue for the Nuclear Security Summit 2016. This nuclear summit is very important. It will continue to provide a forum for leaders to engage with each other to reinforce the commitment at the highest level to secure the nuclear material. The first nuclear security summit was held in Washington, D.C. in 2010 and was followed by the additional summit in Seoul in 2012 and The Hague in 2014. This summit have achieved a tangible improvement in security of the nuclear material and stronger international institutions that support nuclear security. We cannot afford to wait for an action of nuclear terrorism before working together to collectively improve our nuclear security culture, share our best practices, and raise our standard for nuclear security. And prior to the summit, General Prayut Chan-o-cha, Prime Minister, have a schedule to attend the gala dinner hosted by President Barack Obama of the United States of America at the White House at the back of me.
The Thai government and private companies are making progress on human rights abuses and other issues, according to the National Fish and Seafood, a major U.S. seafood supplier. James Barros, Aquaculture and Sustainability Manager for National Fish and Seafood, said that the Thai government's recent initiatives would help buyers regain trust in Thai shrimp processing, as the government is now working with some NGOs trying to prevent trafficking in the seafood sector. In the meantime, the International Labour Organization, or ILO, an agency of the United Nations, has partnered with the government of Thailand to combat labour rights violations in that country's seafood industry. The 42-month project will be funded by the European Union and the ILO and aims to address working conditions that deny fundamental principles and rights at work in the Thai fishing and seafood processing industry. The project will seek to align Thailand's legal and regulatory framework with international labour standards, strengthen law enforcement both on land and at sea, and improve legal compliance in Thailand's private sector. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has recently held the second MFA CEO Forum in Bangkok following the success of the first forum in February. Newsline's Naak Rotana Suwan has more.
The forum this month showcased Thailand's giant agro-based company, Charoen Pokapan or CP Group, and telecommunication mammoth True Corporation. The former has long been the major contributor in agro-industry and food marketing and distribution, while True Corporation has played an integral and outstanding role on developing Thailand's telecommunication industry. Permanent Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Apichat Chinnawanno, presided over the opening ceremony, which was followed by a keynote presentation from Mr. Supachai Jerawanon, Vice Chairman of CP Group, as well as President and CEO of True Corporation. He touched upon CP Group's efforts to provide assistance measures to local agriculturalists and True Corporation's commitment to bringing the digital economy closer to Thai people. The event was attended by representatives from over 40 embassies, including 20 ambassadors. After the talks, the attendees had a lively discussion on the constructive role and commitment of the private sector towards global sustainable development while pursuing economic growth. The forum was hailed as a success, with many representatives expressing interest in doing business with CP Group and True Cooperation. Dr. Christine Falken-Grosser, the Economic and Commercial Affairs Counselor of the German Embassy, was particularly interested in joint ventures with Thailand into agricultural technology.
The German companies and the German government is already in contact with the Thai government and also with several Thai companies on the question of how we can cooperate in the agricultural businesses. There are many experiences that we have made in Germany that Thailand can profit from, but also we've made some bad experiences, of course, where also we want to share some lessons learned. Regarding digitalization of agriculture, I think it's quite a process at the moment going on from industrialization of agricultural businesses.
The MFA CEO Forum serves as an exclusive platform for foreign ambassadors in Bangkok to directly get acquainted with leading members of the Thai private sector and learn firsthand of their potential. The first meeting was organized last month. The forum demonstrates the important role of diplomacy in driving the country's economy and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs' role in underscoring Thailand's economic potential as a basis for economic engagement with foreign countries. This is Akrojana Suwan reporting.
Thanks to Kuna Ak for that story. The Thai government has recently inked a memorandum of understanding with Japanese contractors over the construction of the Red Line Railway Mass Transit System project in Bangkok, which links Bang Sue and Rangsit. Representing the Thai government at the signing ceremony were Deputy Transport Minister Omsin Chiwapruk and State Railway of Thailand or SRT Governor Wutichat Kalyanamit. On the Japanese side was Japanese ambassador to Thailand, Shiro Sadoshima, and Hiru Tanaka, chief representative of the Japan International Cooperation Agency Thailand office, as well as representatives of the MHSC consortium. The MHSC consortium, which comprises of Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, Hitachi, and Sumitomo Corporation, was awarded a contract by the SRT to design and build an electric and mechanical system for the Red Line Railway project. The contract price is approximately 32.3 billion baht, and construction is expected to be completed in 2020. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries will be responsible for designing and purchasing systems other than rolling stocks. Hitachi will handle the design and construction of the rolling stocks, and Sumitomo will oversee administrative and local installation works. The construction of the Red Line marks another milestone in Thai-Japanese cooperation, which paves the way for other possible future projects.
This is going to be another symbol of Thai-Japan friendship because the capital, Bangkok, is expanding. And with that, people need a more convenient system of transport, and to which this Red Line is contributing a lot, because Japanese companies will bring around their most advanced, latest technologies to build up this transportation system. And I'm sure that citizens of Bangkok will enjoy the smooth and comfortable system of transport in their daily life. And I hope that to which we can also, the Japanese government is also contributing, because we are going to finance a part of that project as well. So we hope that this is going to be a very good symbol of Thai-Japan friendship.
Looking ahead, Mr. Tanaka talked about cooperation between Thailand and Japan in the foreseeable future.
JICA has been cooperating with the Thai government so many times, and this is just the start of the cooperation in building a train system. But as you know, that Thai has lots of projects coming, so we've been trying to continue support. Yes.
Turning to our next story, the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has completed its 2016 Article 4 mission during its representative's visit to Thailand earlier this month. An IMF mission led by Anna Kubacho visited Bangkok from March 3rd till the 18th to conduct the 2016 Article 4 consultation discussions. The mission was to exchange views on recent economic developments and the country's economic outlook. Ms. Kubacho spoke with officials in the government, the Bank of Thailand and other public institutions. She also met with private sector analysts and academics. At the conclusion of the visit, she issued a statement that the Thai economy recovered in 2015 after a slowdown induced by political uncertainty. Output grew by 2.8%, while headline inflation dropped to minus 0.9%, undershooting the BOT's target of 2.5%, mostly due to a fall in energy prices. Core inflation and inflation expectations also declined. The current account surplus rose to 8.8% of GDP, thanks to a sizable improvement in terms of trade, soaring tourism, and import compression associated with tepid domestic demand. Thailand's financial markets have weathered repeated episodes of global financial volatility. The Office of the Ombudsman has hosted an event aimed at promoting ethical conduct amongst Thais. The Office of the Ombudsman on Wednesday organized a seminar which was titled The Ethics Promotion Week at the Government Complex in Chang Watthana to share knowledge on ethics and morality while encouraging public participation from all corners of the society. Chief Ombudsman Professor Siracha Wongsariyangkoon said that several public and private organizations have campaigns for ethics and morality. The Office of the Ombudsman has realized how important it is to make such an effort work in a concrete and coherent manner. Accordingly, the Ethics Promotion Week seminar has been organized every year and is currently in its 4th year. Professor Siracha added that the seminar meant to serve as a stage for public and private agencies, members of the general public to share their ideas and exchange useful information to promote ethical conduct within the country. The Public Relations Department has joined hands with the Asia Pacific Institute for Broadcasting Development, or AIBD, to organize a workshop for journalists on climate change and disaster risk management. Deputy Director General of the Public Relations Department, Jarun Chayasorn, presided over the meeting, which is taking place at the PRD office since yesterday, and it's going to be held until today. He gave a keynote speech for journalists regarding climate change and the disaster risk management. The United Nations previously launched the Sustainable Development Goals in September of 2015, which includes making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. In the Asia-Pacific region, many cities are particularly prone to the effects of climate change, whether in the form of natural disasters or environmental degradation effects that is, which threatens lives, livelihoods, and infrastructure. To achieve resilience, cities must attain a capacity for handling disaster scenarios and preventing or mitigating the effects of future disasters. Dr. Pichit Ratakun, the advisor for Asian Disaster Preparedness Center, also gave a lecture on media roles in disaster risk.
In order for the public to understand the disaster risk reduction and climate change adaptation, they have to depend very much on the media, who will be serving as a bridge between the technicals and the communities.
This workshop aims to provide journalists with essential information regarding their role in disaster risk management and dealing with the effects of climate change. This year, Thailand has been ranked the world's 21st best country by the U.S. News and World Report. Nevertheless, the country needs to step up measures to ensure tourist safety. NBT World correspondent Tarin Angsakun has more.
Thailand at 21st on the list of the best 60 countries in the world as ranked by U.S. News and World Report magazine. is still well behind Germany, Canada, the UK, the US, and Sweden, which are ranked 1st to 5th respectively. But when compared with other ASEAN countries, Thailand is only behind Singapore, which sits at 15, while coming in ahead of Vietnam at 32nd, the Philippines at 33rd, and Indonesia at 42nd. Tourism Authority of Thailand Governor Yuttasak Supasorn has expressed his gratitude to the Thai public who have steadfastly contributed to the nation's international acceptance.
Thailand have many strengths. First of all, we have very rich in tourism attractions. We also have very friendly people. We also have very unique culture, which we call Thainess. Altogether, this make Thailand very attractive destination. That's why our rank is very high among the top 10 or top 15 of the world.
However, the World Economic Forum recently ranked Thailand 138 on the list of 141 nations in respect to safety and security at tourist attractions. That prompted the Ministry of Tourism to set guidelines for establishing safety and security measures for tourists, said Minister of Tourism Gopkan Wattanawarangkoon on the Thailand Today show, hosted by Mrs. Kusuma Yothasmut.
From the past incidents, in order to make Thailand the happiness place for everyone. So we believe we have good people, we have destination, but we also still need to work hard on how to protect the environment more, how to make it more safe, how to make it more convenient to receive more number of visitors.
Two provinces, namely Krabi and Chiang Mai, are now pilot areas where extended safety and security measures are being introduced. In essence, the governor of each province integrates the security efforts of our agency to eliminate problems affecting tourist safety. The authorities expect to see Thailand rise in the World Economic Forum rankings within 1 year, given the step-up measures ensuring tourist safety. I am Tharinan Skun for NBT World.
Up next on Newsline, the Myanmar government has signed a concession with Thailand's UPA to produce electricity in the Tawai Inter-Industrial Estate. But before the break, let's take a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
Thai. Created from Thai wisdom, used to be served on banana leaf, and the banana tree is used for practicing Muay Thai. Muay Thai was trained in the temples, which can be found on the mountains, in the caves, or on the water, everywhere, just like Pad Thai. There are thousands of other stories to discover. Discover your amazing stories in amazing Thailand.
ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community. Due to recurring natural disasters in the ASEAN region, the ASEAN Committee on Disaster Management has become the main authority to coordinate emergency help during disasters. Moreover, there is background of cooperation in terms of environmental sustainability and restoration of natural forest land to reduce the impact of disasters. One vision, one identity, one community.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Myanmar's Energy Ministry has signed a 10 billion baht concession agreement with a Thai company to produce electricity with the Tawai Special Economic Zone. The Thai company, that is United Power of Asia or UPA, recently inked the 30-year agreement with the government of Myanmar to build a natural gas power plant which has a capacity of 200 megawatts. It will be the first Thai power plant operating in the Tawai Special Economic Zone. Under the agreement, the Myanmar government will supply natural gas to UPA power plant for free. The Thai company will also earn 1.18 baht for every unit of the electricity sold in the country. The concession was hailed as the most generous profit-sharing agreement ever given to a Thai company by the Myanmar government. UPA is expected to complete construction on the plant and start distributing electricity in 2020. Let's have a look at the international news now. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe arrived in the US for this week's Nuclear Security Summit held in Washington, D.C. President Barack Obama will convene the global summit, bringing together more than 50 countries in the aftermath of deadly militant attacks in Brussels that have fueled concern that Islamic State could eventually target nuclear plants and develop radioactive dirty bombs. But despite significant progress in persuading countries to protect or rid themselves of bomb-making materials, much of the world's plutonium and enriched uranium remains poorly secured. According to the group's Nuclear Security Index, which tracks the safety of weapons-usable nuclear materials, the past 2 years have brought no improvement in a range of measures, including on-site physical protection, security during transport, and the ability to recover lost radioactive materials. At the same time, the effort has been complicated by fresh nuclear advances by North Korea and diplomatic tensions between the US and Russia. Prime Minister of Libya's new UN-backed unity government said that his government will work towards establishing a nationwide ceasefire and confront the threat of Islamic State militants. Speaking at a news conference in Tripoli after he arrived by ship with 6 other members of the Presidential Council, Fayez Sarraj pledged to unify Libya's warring factions and bring an end to bitter conflict that has plagued the country since former dictator Muammar Gaddafi was toppled 5 years ago. The members of the council arrived from Tunisia amid tight security, defying attempts to keep them out of the city and prevent them from installing a unity government. Siraj described their arrival in Tripoli as a historic moment and said his government had already begun the difficult work of rebuilding the war-torn country. Tripoli is home to many armed factions and the security situation is volatile, with sporadic clashes and bursts of gunfire in recent days. As after the council arrived, heavy firing was heard around the city. And that's all the time we have for today's edition of Newsline. Thank you very much for joining us. If you do have any comments or suggestions, please write to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. Today we end the program with some pictures of the World Coal Carrying Championships in Yorkshire, England. I'm Cholapan Sanarula. We'll see you tomorrow. Sawasdee ka.